I don't own the rights to this music, but I just want us to hear. I don't own the rights to this music. How's everybody doing? I just want to live. That's all we want. We just want to live. This show is going to be truly emotional for me today, because I want us to start thinking about, we see the title. What does the title mean to us? What's the title mean? Okay. Violent Mzungus taken into custody with loving care by police. And I see where our Black unarmed babies, unarmed men, and unarmed Black women are being roughhoused, abused, insulted. They come to the door, they come to the corner, they come to the car, they come to the school, they come to our homes, and they're threatening with threatening behaviors. They talk to you like trash. They're disrespectful. And then they try to make you, they come to us rough, and then they want us to be respectful to them. But then when we say something, then they're ready, they're triggered. I've seen too many cases where they've come to the car. Philando Castile, they came to the car. He was compliant. He wasn't violent. He wasn't threatening in any way. He was honest with the police, told them he had a gun, and it went from there, left. But they tell you to tell them if you have a gun in the car. My thing is, I'm not telling you nothing. I'm just saying. Or I'm going to say, hey, can I get out the car first? And then I'm going to tell you when I'm outside the car away from my weapon. Good morning and welcome. Welcome, Gold and Melanated. Welcome. Peace and blessings. Please hit the like button as you come in so that you'll know when we are live. Welcome anybody and everybody that's here now and that's going to come on the live later to view the video. We are being honest here today, and it's not even about them. But I want you to see the difference in how we are arrested and how they are arrested. They treat them like Dylan Roof. They treated him like a king, didn't they? They treated him like a king. Even went and bought him a Burger King meal, right? What's that saying? He's our king. He did something great. He just killed some 9 Black N-words for us. Good job. That's what I got out of what I saw and heard about Dylan Roof. He was their hero. Kyle Rittenhouse. He just murdered 2 individuals. Two rioters. And he walked past a police officer, a 17-year-old, with an AR-15 in his hand, which was illegal because he was underage. But the person that gave him the gun and who drove him to that location should have been arrested, but wasn't. But if it hadn't been Black, they would have got the mom, they would have got the dad, they would have arrested everybody. The whole family would have been arrested. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hit the like button, please. We are talking about why are they, when they're arrested, they arrest them peacefully. Only when it comes to our babies. Are they rough, violent, traumatizing our children? Not only traumatizing the children, but traumatizing, for instance, Atiana. We're still waiting on that race soldier to even come to court to be he was arrested, but we're still waiting on his trial, right? It's been almost 2 years. She was murdered in 2019. But because of COVID and everything, stuff got delayed. We still don't know when he's going to be arrested. I mean, he's going to go to trial. But for instance, Atiana Jefferson, the police officer went to the back of her house, When the front door was open, why didn't he go to the front door and knock? Hey, ma'am, this is a wellness check. We're checking to see if you're okay. He went to the back of the house, right? Okay, I guess he knew what kind of neighborhood he was in. Welcome, Andre. And I'm trying to stay focused. I'm not going to read your comments right now, but I do appreciate you guys keep on commenting. But I want to get through this without me having a fit here because I'm so frustrated. My heart is heavy. I'm just really not having a good day today with this. Okay. So y'all bear with me. I'm trying not to. Okay. But he went around to the back. Now she was babysitting her nephew, right? He literally blew her away in front of her nephew. So not only did her life change because she's dead, her nephew's life has changed. Who's going to remember that for the rest of his life? He was only, what, 10 or 11? Her mom died. Her dad died in the process. So not only did the police change Atiana's life, he changed 3 other people, and including her loved one's life. So he not only, when you do stuff like that, you don't just get the person, you get the family. And this is what they're doing. And they know, you're not going to tell me they don't know what they're doing. Just like Anthony Thompson, the little boy. And I'm going to tell you, black folk, y'all need to start telling your boys to leave these little snow bunnies alone. I don't care, mixed, half mixed, whatever. They still snow bunnies. Leave them alone. And it is our fault that we're not teaching our children the right way, because we're so busy thinking these devils love us. And they've shown you over and over and over and over that they don't. They will have a perpetual hatred for us. We know that. Why can't we understand that? And why can't we deal with that accordingly? Why are we still seeking their approval? Why are we still wanting them? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my little pillow. Why are we wanting them to be nice to us? Why are we so desperate for them to love us? Why are we so desperate for them to care about us? Why are we so desperate for their approval? They don't like you. They will never like you. They will never love us. They will have a continual, perpetual hatred for us. We know that, right? That's the word. So we act accordingly. We just had another baby, Micaiah Bryant, 15, 3 years older than my granddaughter. 3 years older than my granddaughter, 15. She was a baby. She was in a foster care because she was already having some issues at home. She should have been safe in this foster care home. She was not. You had adults to pull up on her. Adults, 2 adult women that pulled up on this baby and was assaulting her. Now, I don't know where that foster mom was, but from my understanding, the stepdad or the foster dad was there. I don't know why in the world, if I was a foster parent and I'm going on parenting, if I come home and I see my kids out there fighting, fools, what's wrong with y'all? Get in the house. That's me. We're not going to stand out here looking crazy. I'm just saying. I remember back in the day, we used to fight. Okay, we had street fights, we had block fights, but we did, okay? But when it got to knives, and I don't know who gave her the knife, I don't know where she get the knife from, but I do not believe that she was trying to stab anybody, because she had one on the ground. Maybe that was the one who had the knife. I don't know. She had one on the ground, right? And she was, I don't know. If she had the knife in her hand and the woman that was on the ground, she could have stabbed her if she was trying to stab anybody. She was trying to defend herself. So she gets up off the woman that she had on the ground with the knife in her hand, and here comes police. But from my understanding, I'm thinking of it, okay, she could have taken the knife away from the lady that was on the ground, right? Had it in her hand. The police come up, he's seen the knife in her hand, he shoots her without getting any of the story, without understanding what's going on. If that child had been white, do you think she would be dead today? No, she wouldn't. No, she wouldn't be dead today. She's dead because of her color. She's dead because she was black. Being here black here in America, I don't care what they stop you for, and most of our people are dying for non-violent incidences, not even crimes. Non-violent stops, non-violent. Dante, he was a baby. Well, he was 20. Okay, he's still a baby, somebody's baby. You stopped him for what? No real incidents, not even violent, nothing violent that he did. He did nothing violent. He wasn't violent when they stopped him. He was scared. But fear paralyzes you. Fear, you think of stuff when you're fearful and stuff that may not even make sense normally. But you so afraid, and he was afraid for his life. Dante had every reason in the world to be afraid for his life. He was afraid. And my thing, he was probably trying to get home to his mother because that's who he had on the phone, and that's his safety net, his mom. Moms, we're safety nets. That's what we do. My kids still call me. They're 30. Ma, blah, blah, blah. Whether they having a bad day or a good day, they call me all the time. Telling me about their day. If something like that would have happened, my daughters would have called me. Ma, I'm being stopped, blah, blah, blah. She didn't expect to hear her son be killed on the phone while she was listening to him. She thought he was just going to get a ticket. Did it warrant death? It didn't warrant death. If you stopped him because he had a scented thing hanging from his window, all it wanted was a ticket or her to say, "Sir, he's young. He didn't understand the law. I know you're young." They had his license. They had his ID. They knew his address. "Sir, can you please take the thing out your window? It's illegal. And if he got mouthy, then we're going to write you a ticket." But if he's young, but that wasn't their intention. It wasn't their intention just to stop him, to tell him about that air freshener. Their intentions was to arrest him. Their intentions was to put him in the system. Their intentions was to harass him. Their intentions was what? He possibly is wanted. He probably has drug in the car. He's possibly blah, blah, blah. But white folk never have to worry about that. White kids never have to worry about that. White folks say, well, he should comply. Okay, well, yours should too. Kyle Woodenhouse, who killed 2 rioters, should have complied. But he didn't, but he still lived, right? So it doesn't matter if our children comply or don't comply, they're still going to die. Anthony Thompson was in the bathroom. He was being arrested. He had just beat up his girlfriend, and he had no business putting his hands on any young woman, and that should have been taught to him by his father or his mother. I don't know if it was or not, but it doesn't matter. He put his hands on the little girl. Little girl's mom got mad, and she wanted somebody to put hands on him, and they did. And they put him in the ground. But the bigger picture, we have to start looking at us. We know they don't like us. Stop calling the police for anything. We have a defense in NFAC. Nationwide, that's our defense. We get them operated nationwide. Yes, Grandmaster is under some stuff that's not even his own. This was to shut him down because they knew some things was going to get started, and they knew that they already knew what was planning. They planned stuff for generations because they had to shut Grandmaster down. That's all that was. Not that he's guilty of anything. He's not. But we know how they roll when it's us. But the Proud Boys, they've been out there with guns, talking cash, talking mad stuff, right? Nothing. KKK been out there? Nothing. They got guns, they got weapons, they got flags, they got this, that, and the other. Nothing. But let black folk do it, and it's an issue. It's always an issue. But nationwide, NFAC, that is our defense. And we should use them nationwide. Get them on speed dial. We need NFAC nationwide to come up, pop up. We need them to be our defense. You start calling them, they come to the rescue, and we have them in every city around America. And we call them instead of 911. We replace them, NFAC, with our 911. We don't call them. And when you have an issue, police is coming, NFAC, we call them. They come in, they come out to make sure that everything is good when the police show up. And I do believe that when they have weapons and they're in the same vicinity as police, they will keep the police honest. I'm just saying. He didn't do anything wrong. He sure didn't. That was their way of shutting him down, Andre. I'm all for NFAC. I love me some Grandmaster. They wanted to shut him down, and they did. And it's just so sad. I just wish he would give somebody else permission to act in his stead. because we need NFAC more than anything right now. We need NFAC. We need a new defense. We need an investigative team to investigate the police. You're not going to tell me that Andre or Anthony Thompson had a gun in a bathroom in the school when you have a security guard. And I don't know if they had metal detectors or not, but you're not going to tell me this baby had a gun, even if he did. Kyle Rittenhouse has a gun, and he murdered 2 people, and he was still walking around. He was able to go home. He's still living today. He's out on bail after killing 2 people. The church gave him a $2 million bail. He's out walking around free as a bird with no nothing. He's free just to enjoy his life. But I want us Black folk to get it together. Now, I heard some different things. I've seen some different comments about Nakia Bryant, and it's very discouraging, very disheartening, because I heard Black folks saying she deserved to die. We are off code. This is how sick we as Black people are. Anytime Black folk have an issue or they die of a gunshot wound from the police, from murderous KKK, Proud Boys impersonators, that's what they are, slave catchers, Proud Boy impersonators. The first thing Black folk do, get on the police side. Well, she needs to die. She had a knife in her hand. If you don't shut the hell up, if you don't shut the hell up and deal with your unconscious bias, internalized racism, that's what you got. We need to deal with us. You said that about her, but did you give Kyle Rittenhouse that same energy? Did you see Kyle Rittenhouse, his people giving him the energy that you gave Nakia? Did anybody, Micaiah, I'm sorry, Micaiah, I don't mean to disrespect her name. Please forgive me. Do anybody give Kyle Rittenhouse that same energy that you gave Micaiah? Did he should have died, but he didn't. But did his people say, oh yeah, he should have died? I didn't hear one white person say anything negative about Kyle Rittenhouse. They was all on his team. They said he did great. He protected himself. He was defending himself, which Nakia was too. And the cops, when Kyle Rittenhouse walked past him, he didn't feel threatened. He waved at the boy, and Kyle went home. Did he not? After killing 2 rioters, he went home alive with his AR-15 in his hands. But Grandmaster has a weapon. He can't go home. You're bringing him up on federal charges. For what? Something that you concocted out of your butthole because you threatened by a male role model for our men, for our babies, for our boys. You threatened by this masculine man who know how to handle his business and was handling it. So you got to concoct something, but the Proud Boys can roll up a DC wall, a Capitol building wall. Think they wasn't out there? They was out there. How many? But did they shut them down? Found out the leader, who y'all call Grandmaster, y'all called him a what? A plant, right? Y'all say he's the agent. Found out that the Proud Boys, that leader, was an agent. You didn't call him out, though, did you? You didn't say nothing about him, though, did you? But when it was your own, you had so much to say. Enough is enough. Stand down. We need to get our asses on hold, and I mean now. Right now. And the next person that say something negative about you, about their own, slap them dead in their mouth. I do not condone violence, but I'm so sick of Candace Owen, I don't know what to do. I'm sick of her ass. I'm so sick of her. Other cultures do not allow their own to disrespect their own. Do they? We're the only ones that sit up here and allow a Black woman, Candace Owens, to sit up here and disrespect her own people. White folk love her. Why is it when Black folks sell out, white folk love you? You loving that. You only their toy, dummy. They don't like you. They're only using you. You being used by them because you're saying what they want to say about Black folk. So they be back behind you, egging you on, and you dumb enough. You dumb enough, Candace. You dummy. You dumb enough to be their tool. But guess what? White supremacy, when they get done with their tools, they break them. And her breaking is coming. Trust and believe. But I have to look at us when I talk about Micaiah. I look at all those grown people that was out there that should have been protecting this baby. When the police shot her, a man said, "You shot my baby." Oh, you was there and you didn't do anything? Shame on you. Shame on you. I hope you're feeling real guilty right about now, because you could have saved her life and you didn't. You failed her. That was the stepdad. You failed her. You failed her. You failed her. You failed her. You didn't keep her safe. Then you had the nerve to talk about, "You shot my baby." What the hell did you expect them to do when the police came up? What did you expect them to do? And they thought they was going to be safe when they did see the police come up. They thought they was going to be safe. No, you're not safe. We're not ever safe. We're not ever going to be safe with them. Ever. Ever. I'm sorry, I got notes up here. I'm trying to keep myself together here. Them white folk on code. And when they not on code, they handle them. Remember the man that died in the Capitol building? What they say? It was natural causes, didn't it? They on code. They said somebody beat the man in the head with a fire extinguisher. They said, "Oh, he died natural causes." I guess he was off code, so guess what? Because he should have let us through. So he died of natural causes. Ain't that what they said? Yes, they are dysfunctional to the core. Yes, Stacey Dash, yes. And the whole Lamont Hill, all of them. Roland Martin, all of them. Off code. Off code. Off code. Black folk believe everything white folk tell them. Everything white folk say out their mouth, they believe it. That's why that's why they got y'all standing up there taking that lollipop. That's what I'm gonna call it. Lollipop. Some Jews had German friends, but they still got yes, Roberto, yes. And you call these devils your friends. You date them, you marrying them, you sexing them up. And then what happened? Our baby was dating one. Anthony Thompson was dating a biracial. Her mother was white, who was still probably racist against black people. Just because you dating black does not mean they're not racist. You need to understand that. I did a show on that. Just because you're dating black and you're white does not mean that white person is not racially racist. She knew what was going to happen when she called the cops on Anthony Thompson, who just got done beating up her daughter. She wanted somebody to lay hands. She told, and then they said, "Oh, we thought some." Remember when they came out to the school? They said, "We got a call that he had a gun." Who told them that? You better believe that mom told the police when he called, he has a gun, because she knew what was going to happen to him. She knew doggone well that they was going to go kill that boy if they was going to lay hands on him. She knew exactly what they was going to do. So guess what? She needs to be brought up on murder charges. Anthony's mama needs to deal with her. I'm just saying. You're going to hurt man and get away with it. We need to stop. Know who your enemies are. Stop calling enemies friends. What's our responsibility in all this? We can do something about this. We can stop this. And we got black folk pulling up. Remember the one guy, the white guy, and he was the little short black guy. He was real small young man. He was walking through the neighborhood, and the white guy and the woman, his wife, came up and was harassing him. What happened? The police didn't do nothing. Police came up, didn't arrest him, didn't say nothing, left. Black folk pulled up, right? We got to start pulling up. That officer that shot Micaiah, we got to start pulling up. That Kim Porter, they pulled up on her, didn't they? When she got out, they pulled up on her, didn't they? They went by her house, and she wasn't even working for the city anymore. The city was protecting her. That's how on code white folk are. That's how white folk are on code. We're not understanding what's going on. They on code. We'll jump on their side in a minute and protect them and go against your own. It made me sick when I heard black folks say that. that Micaiah deserved death? Why is it that we always deserve death? Why is it that anytime they come, that we deserve death? Why is it always death when they come to do something or they come around us? To ask me why. Ask why. It doesn't always have to end like that. Stop calling them. We start pulling up at their houses, I guarantee you they'll stop. We stop supporting them, stop spending your money with them. We got Black-owned businesses now. I was telling you about one. Let me get the information. Hold on. Blackbusinessboxes.com. You can put your merchandise on there, on their website, and you can sell through them. We can do better than this. We can do something about this. I blame us for not doing what we need to do. Our babies are dying, and what are we doing about it? Parents, what are we doing about it? You would rather get a bag than to stop the death of Black babies? You would want to get a bag of money from the city. I don't want nothing from the city. I want it from them officers, and plus I want jail time for them. I'd rather have jail time than anything else. I want them held accountable. I don't want no money. For one, I want you to stop killing our babies, for one. And if you don't stop, then we need to help them. What did Maxine Waters say? Black folk need to be more what? What'd she say, Golden? What'd she say? And they trying to use that as an excuse to drop those drop the jail charges for Derek. And he only wanted the judge to give him sentence because he knew the judge was his friend. He'd already paid the judge off. Y'all need to know that, right? He may get he's going to get some time, but he may not get a lot of time. Then he gave the judge gave his lawyer hints that you can file what? You can do whatever. I don't know. I'm not legal. Casey Watson, welcome. What did he do? You can file an appeal. Didn't the judge tell the lawyer he can file an appeal, right? He was telling him on code. Now they were on code in their courtroom. Shaven had in 2019 he had already had charges. He'd been on the force 20 years, and the whole 20 years he was harassing Black folk. It's in his record. But they would not let his past come out, but they let George Floyd's past come out. Tell me why. Why was that okay? This is what they always do. Trayvon Martin. They didn't let George Zimmerman's past come out, but they allowed the person that died, his past to come out, trying to make it sound like, oh, it's okay that he died. Why is it always okay that when we die? Why is it always okay when we die? Tell me that. It should not ever be okay. And we jump on the bandwagon also. It's never okay when we die. But why is it that we don't ever fight this? Why is it that we're not bringing this to their attention? Why is it that they're allowed to do this and they get away with it? Every last shooter. I'm getting ready to get into it. Every shooter. Look at this. I want to show you something. Every single shooter. The ones that shot up Walmarts. All of these people right here. Hold on, let me get it. All of these people, they shot up Dillen Roof. You got a couple other people, the one that shot up the sex brothel in Georgia. All of these people here, they were shooters. Weapons in hand when police officers got there. But guess what? None of them died. But Jacob Blake got shot 7 times in the back, did he? Did he not? 7 times in the back. For what? For walking away, trying to get to his car. They shoot you walking away. They shoot you driving away. When they have your license, when they have your address, why not just go pick them up at the house? What are you shooting them for? What deems death? Why did you shoot Jacob and thank God he lived 7 times but he's paralyzed? He was shot 7 times in the back. His mom gonna get a bag. Because what she tell y'all? Stop rioting. She fussed at y'all. I'm just saying. She fussed at black folk for wanting to defend her son. She fussed at black folk. And Obama, when he was your president, when Michael Brown and Trayvon Martin died, that's where they started. Sandra Bland. That's when they started all this. But how did we get to when they're killing our babies? They didn't went from adults to now our babies. You see the transition, right? Does anybody see this transition but me? Nobody see this transition. They did transition from men, Sandra Bland, to now our babies. Dante was running. He was trying to get home to his mom. He was scared. He was scared. He was scared. Can he be afraid? Can he have a mental health day? He was afraid. He said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die." He knew it. Because when police stop us, it's never anything good. It's never anything good. When they stop us, we know somebody gonna die because they're gonna have a reason, or they're gonna beat the hell out you. One of the two. And why do they get to do that? Why do they get to abuse? Why do they get to assault? Why do these race soldiers get to do that? Why do these slave catchers get to do that to us? And you have these DAs in office that say nothing. Prosecutors say nothing. Judges say nothing. Tell it the grand jury, but we need to open those doors. It needs to be open door. When grand juries come to meet, we need to be able to sit behind in the room to see how they're presenting the case to the grand jury. Because I guarantee you we're missing something. I guarantee you they're not presenting the cases to these grand jury the right way, because Daniel Cameron got caught. He got busted on it. Remember, one of those juries came and said, "Hey, we didn't have an issue to do. We couldn't do this, that, and the other." Because the way Daniel Cameron presented the case, remember, in Breonna Taylor's murder. We should have an open case where we can sit there and see how these cases are being presented. We can stop all of this. We can't depend on our black leaders. We already know that, because they just came up with a hate bill. And not one black leader stood up to say no, because we know what y'all doing. Y'all trying to put our black folk again in jail. This is another Biden's law. Y'all got to know this is another Biden's law, but he went around the block with this one, but he signed it, didn't he? Every chance this Biden got character get a chance to hurt black people, he does. He did. He hurt us in 94, 94 crime bill. I'm sorry. He hurt us in 94. And now 2001, y'all gave this creep the highest seat in America, the highest chair ever, who didn't like you, who doesn't like you, who never liked you, and you gave him a pass. You gave racist Joe Biden a pass. But you won't give your own brother a pass. You'll say, "Oh, he shouldn't have ran. He needed to, he didn't comply." Black folks saying that. Jacob Blake didn't comply. Jacob Blake didn't do nothing wrong. He got out of his car to stop a fight. He did nothing wrong. So why did he deserve 7 shots in the back and paralyzed him to change his life? He has 3 boys that he'll never be able to take care of, and they will never forget what happened to their daddy. Do you think they thought about his kids? No. Exactly. If it was their loved ones, they wouldn't say they deserve to die. You're right. But black folks say this about black folk. But do y'all ever say that about these men I just showed you? Did anybody say, "Oh, they deserve to die"? Hold on. Hold on. Trying to pull it up now. Did anybody say that these creeps right here deserve to die? You didn't say that about them, did you? Didn't they deserve to die? They took lives. These disgusting thugs took lives. And they get to live another day to talk about it. But Breonna did nothing. No crime. You broke in her house. Start shooting. She's dead. Trayvon Martin, he did nothing. George Floyd, $20 bill. I can't look at a $20 bill and know if it's fake or not. Can you? Dead. Was that a violent crime? Sandra Bland, was she committing a violent crime? Michael Brown, was he committing a violent crime? None of these had weapons in their hand, but dead today. Eric Garner. Aubrey. Let's not forget about Aubrey. They shot him, chased him down, murdered him in the middle of the street. Ahmaud Aubrey. Botham Jean. Joshua Brown, who testified on Botham Jean's case. Police officer shot him. Y'all know that. We're not believing hype. Every time them devils lie, every time they open their mouth, they lying. They try to say, oh, he was caught in a bad drug deal. We all know that they murdered him because he testified against those rotten, racist Proud Boys impersonating against police officers, slave masters, slave catchers. We all know that. People call me when I'm on. I don't know why they call me when I'm live. I'm just saying. We got to get it together. This is our responsibility to handle this. We can sit here, it's never going to stop. Bullies don't stop bullying unless you do what? Bullies don't stop bullying. Let me read something to you. Just want to see. Just want to show. I have so much here, but I want to get on into this right here. Read this title. Hold on. Read the title. I'm trying to make sure I'm showing it right. Hold on. Am I showing it? Can y'all see that? Okay, here. I'm thinking right. Okay. Y'all see that? Violent white folk who were taken into custody with loving care by police. You see who they talking about? They was taken into custody. They didn't feel threatened. They didn't feel, now they had guns in hands when they got caught, right? These police officers didn't feel threatened. They didn't feel like they was going to lose their life. They didn't feel anything. Dillen Roof gave him a meal. Kyle waved at him, didn't they? But when it's you, black man, black children, first thing they come out barking orders, being very aggressive, right? Don't know how to talk to you, throwing you on the police car, throwing you to the ground. I ain't never seen them throw a white boy to the ground. None of them. Let me show you. None of them. Did any of them get thrown to the ground? Any of them. I'm trying to make sure. Any of them get thrown to the ground? Oh, shoot. Come on here. Lord, it's fault. None of them got thrown to the ground, did they? Woo! Lord, I'm sorry. You guys, I'm trying. Oh, this is bad. I'm sorry. None of them got thrown to the ground, did they? But I guarantee you, if they were black, they would have been thrown to the ground. They would have been beat up. They'd have been shot. They'd have been killed, and no questions asked because they deserve to die. And then they would say, "Oh, so and so had a gun." They had guns too. All of them had guns. They said Micaiah had a knife, right? But they had guns, and they had murdered 2 people, right? They had guns, all of them. Because all of them went and shot up something. Either they shot up Walmarts, nightclubs, schools, churches, killed 9 people, Dillen Roof, killed 8 people, 10 people at the sex brothel in Georgia. What was his name? What's the boy's name? Hold on, let me learn. Let me get his name. What was the boy's name? Oh, hold on, I got it. What is that dude's name? Robert Aaron Long. That was the one that shot up the sex brothel in Atlanta. He killed what, 10 people, right? They took him alive, though, didn't they? He had a gun. Micaiah had a knife and died. Got shot 4 times. How many times did any of these get shot? How many times? Any of them get shot? Who had guns when the police got there? Did any of them get shot? I'm just asking for a friend. Any of them? None of them, right? But our baby, Anthony Thompson, He didn't have no gun. They said he did. But even if he did it warrant death? No. Because why? Did you kill any of these? Did you shoot any of these who had guns in hand? All of them had guns in hand, but none of them died. You see how they psychologically mess with your brain, black folk? You see how they psychologically mess with us? Because they didn't shoot theirs. I just wish I could keep this up here on the thing for us. They had guns. But do you see how they psychologically, I'm trying to say this nice and neat. I don't want to say what I'm thinking. Do you see how they have psychologically messed black folk up in the head? Because when it's black, we automatically assume, or we all automatically know that they're gonna die. Automatically, we know that, right? When it comes to black folk, right? You see how they screwed us up in the head? But when it's white folk, we make excuses for why they didn't shoot them, right? But they'll say, oh, Micaiah deserved to die. She had a knife in her hand. But did you say that about Dylan Roof? They don't even, Capitol Hill. Let's talk about the Capitol building. How many white folk went up, how many white folk went over the barriers, on the grass, climbed the wall, got in the building, and still lived? They should have been, I mean, they should have had a machine gun on their behinds, right? If they were black, they would have had the mace, they would have had the gas, they would have had the National Guards, they would have had peaceful marches. This is what they have at the black peaceful marches, because we marching, because we tired of y'all abuse, the trauma, we tired of you killing our kids, we tired of you killing us, and you got what? You got mace, you got gas, you got bullets, you got National Guards, but you had none of that at the Capitol. But it was okay. Why was it okay? And why are black folks so quiet? Maxine Waters already told us what to do. She said, turn it up, didn't she? Turn it up. And yes, we know that they're going to use that as an excuse, but guess what? The jury, if the jury was doing what they were supposed to do, they weren't supposed to be looking at anything on TV. So they wouldn't have known about Maxine Waters. But they're going to use that as an excuse to try to give him an appeal and try to get him out of these charges. But if they do, we know what we need to do. Let him out if you want to. Handle our business, black folk. Until we do something, I'm not condoning. I promise you I'm not condoning violence. I'm condoning for us justice. I'm condoning justice. If we can't get it by the system, guess what? Jungle justice, animal justice. What animals do? What do the mafia do? What do the Asians do? You don't see the Asians in the news do? They handle their own business. They don't call no police. How many times you see Asians? Well, they call police now because they told, hey, y'all call black folk. Go, black folk, they got a law now that it's a hate crime. Always a hate crime for us, but it's never a hate crime when somebody do something to us, is it? But it's always a hate crime when it comes to black folk. That's another Biden's law. It's always a hate crime when it comes to us. Why do you think I'm trying to get out of here in August? I'm hoping to get out in July because Negro, Hebrews the Negro has a trip going to Africa July 6th through 10th through something. Okay, but I'm trying to go. So it might be July. But I'm just saying, I'm out. I can't do this no more. I can't do it no more. I want to read a little bit of this article. I just want to read a little bit. I want y'all to see how they mess with our brains. And they make us talk noise about ourselves. And we give them excuse to keep doing what they're doing because we're not holding their feet to the fire. We're not holding their feet to the fire. Why? We're not holding their feet to the fire. Why? Hold on. I just want us to understand. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Okay, here it is. Sorry, it took so long. Okay. Oh, shoot. Lord, I tell you, this is crazy. Get off of here. I want you to keep this picture in mind, okay? I want you to keep this I want you to keep these thugs in mind, okay? Because this is what we're getting ready to talk about. Those are your shooters. Those are your shooters, right? Those are your shooters. Only in America can police respond to separate calls for similar incidences and have two drastically different results depending on the race of the suspect. Now, this is totally educational purposes, okay? Copyright of the whatever, okay? I'm just saying. A variation of the dictaphone, oh, wait a minute, dictamanic truth continues to play out in real life on Tuesday afternoon when a suspected white supremacist allegedly, now they always allegedly something when they know that they did it. Now we know the little man, Aaron, whatever his name was, the dude that killed the spa people in the 8th spa at the sex brothel, right? We all know he did it, right? But they always want to say alleged, right? When they white, but when they black folk, they say what? When they black folk, they say what? That they did it. They never say alleged, right? They say, oh, he murdered, blah 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 blah, right? Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. Allegedly killed at least 8 people in 3 separate shootings in Georgia. That's at that sex brothel, okay? That Keisha Bottoms said, oh, they're operating legally, but they're illegal because they're sex brothels. That's another topic for another day. The Asians made $10 billion last year alone on those sex brothels. I'm just saying, but you can research that yourself. Okay. And they said in Georgia that bore all the hallmarks of a racist attack against Asians, but they said it wasn't a hate crime, didn't it? But anytime they black folk, they say it's always a hate crime. But when white folk do it, it's never a hate crime. Notice that, family. Robert Aaron Long, the prime suspect in the apparent hate crime near Atlanta, was considered armed and dangerous when he briefly led the police on a car chase prior to his arrest. They said he was armed and dangerous, but he still lived. Micaiah, 15, had a knife. Dead today, right? But they said Robert and Aaron Long was armed and dangerous when he briefly led the police on a car chase prior to his arrest. Amazingly, however, despite Long allegedly, there that word is again, killed in cold blood in what appeared to be calculated attacks against people based on their ethics. I'm having a problem with this word, okay? I always ethnicity, okay? I can't, that word just gets me. I don't know why I can't say it, but the suspected mass murderer. Now, why they call him a suspected mass murderer? Well, we know he did it, right? We know he did it, right? The suspected mass murderer was taken into custody without incident. But they said that he was armed and dangerous. Micaiah, 15, she had a knife, protecting herself, dead today. I'm just saying. He killed 8 people. She killed how many people did Micaiah kill? How many people did Micaiah kill? None? But she's dead today. Why he killed 8 and he's still alive? Let me show you his. Oh, there he is again. Woo, let's show him again. There the little thug is. That little terrorist is. Okay. That's him. He's still living. Wow, amazing. He's still living. How did he get to live? Why is he still alive when they said he was armed and dangerous? He killed 8 people, but he's still alive. What color is he, family? And why? Why? Was he allowed to live? But Micaiah, what color was she? And she's dangerous. She dead because what the officer said, she had a knife. But he had a gun. Led you on a police chase. Killed 8 people, but he still lives. Wow. And what? The suspect mass murderer was taken into custody without incident. Okay. Let me read that. Arrested 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long without incident for the deaths of 8 people after shooting at 3 ATL officers. Okay. Now, he shot at police. Okay. He's been booked into the Chris County Sheriff's Jail. Okay. Let's look at him again. He's alive. He shot at officers and killed 8 people because of their ethnicity. That word I can't say. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Talk about me later. Whatever. For perspective's sake, police killed George Floyd. Come on. Over what? A non-violent allegation surrounding a reported counterfeit $20 bill. We never knew if it was counterfeit or not because they never got to that part. So was it counterfeit? I can't look at the $20 bill and know if it's counterfeit. Did George Floyd have a gun? Did he have a knife? Did he kill 8 people? What did George do? What did George Floyd do to deserve to be dead today? He was black, right? Come on, he was black. Let's be honest. Example of the difference along racial lines in law enforcement reactions to similar reports of crime keep pouring in. Let me read that again. The examples of the difference along racial lines in law enforcement reactions to similar reports of crime keep pouring in. Why are we allowing them to get away with this again? One glaring instance of law enforcement not being nearly as trigger happy with white people as they are with black people came courtesy of viral video on social media. We're going to show that in a minute. Hold on. One glaring instance of law enforcement not being nearly as trigger happy with white people as they are with black. Listen to this. Woo, I caught that. Hold on, y'all. I want y'all to hear this. Okay, I wish you could see this. Okay. One glaring incident of law enforcement not being nearly as trigger happy with white people as they are with black suspects. Why did they say black people like they did white people? Did y'all catch that? Did you catch what I just said? Let me help you out again. I know I'm one glaring instance of law enforcement not being nearly as trigger happy with white people as they are with black suspects came courtesy. Now I'm reading what they got on this paper. I'm reading how they wrote it. But they wrote it. They said white people as they are with black suspects. Why did they give white folk the courtesy? This is what I'm saying. This is why they treat us the way they treat us. They play mind games all the time. When it comes to black folk, they make you think that they're doing something good, and then they'll always turn around and put a little curveball in it. Why they couldn't say black people like they just said white folk? While it was unclear when, where, and why a violent encounter happened between a store patron and a police officer, it was very clear that the cop never once felt threatened enough to use lethal force. I'm going to show you this picture. Hopefully you will be able to see it. You see there? That's a white man and a police officer. He didn't feel threatened. He on top of the white man. Never once pulled his gun, right? George Floyd, they felt threatened. They laid on his neck because he was handcuffed, laying on the ground with 4 other officers on him. But this is one guy fighting with the officer and gets to live, right? He gets to live. George Floyd had 4 officers on him, no gun. He have a gun. I want y'all to see this. George Floyd didn't have a gun. But now that's a white guy here on top of. That's the cop is on top of a white guy. They tussling in the store. But what the picture say? Let me read it again. They said what? They said it was very clear that the cop never once felt threatened enough to use lethal force. So why again are we allowing them to kill our babies and to kill black people every time? No matter what incident it is, black folk come up dead when they call, right? But white folk can do whatever. They can wrestle, they can tussle, they can shoot at police, they can do whatever, they can talk crap, they can talk trash. They'll beg them. One man even remember the one video, the man who was driving and he told the police have a gun in the car and he had the gun on the seat. And the police begged him. He had the gun on the man. He said, please don't do this. Please. Then he begged him. It was two officers. They both begged him, please get out the car. Please don't, please. They didn't want to shoot him. What did he do? He drove off, didn't he? Did they shoot at the car when he drove off? Remember the white dude? Did they shoot at the car when he drove off? No, they didn't. Did they tase him? No. They called him at home. They called him down the street, right? He was driving. They, got some other officers and they caught him and they took him to jail. But he lived. Did they shoot at the car? No. Why they shoot at our cars when they're driving off? Why? When this white dude can drive off and nothing said, nobody said anything about that. Nobody's having a fit about that. Black folk don't even have a fit about that. We allow everything. We allow them to do whatever to us and we don't say anything. So guess what? It's going to keep happening, Black people. It's going to keep happening because you allow stuff like this to happen. You allow stuff like this to happen and don't say nothing. You allow them to allow a white man to drive off in his car with a gun in the car. He told the police, I have a gun in my car. Police officer begged him, dude, stop. Don't do that. Don't do this. Begged him. He drove off. Not one shot. But guess what? Nobody said anything. Black folk don't have a fit. When you see stuff like that, you don't say nothing. So they be like, oh, okay. They getting used to it. We're not going to get used to that. I'm not used to it. I want to see you get them that same smoke. I want you to give them the same energy. I want you to get them white kids the same energy that you give Black kids. Remember the white kids that robbed the one boy. He was dating one girl. He broke up with the girl, and the girl had a new boyfriend. Told the new boyfriend about the old boyfriend. The old boyfriend went to the new boyfriend's house. Or the new boyfriend went to the old boyfriend's house and ended up shooting his mom. Did those kids? Did they end up dead? Was they shot? I'm just asking for a friend. Nobody got shot, but the boy's mama. Those kids killed the boy's mom because she was trying to break up the fight. Because she came home, they were in the house, and she was trying to break the fight up, so they ended up shooting her. But nobody else died. Police was called. Nobody else died. But they were Black kids. They were probably all would have been dead. I'm just asking for a friend. Okay. Hold on. Okay, precious content was missing from the video, which began content was missing from the video, which began recording as the cop and suspect were already grappling in the aisle of what appeared to be a liquor store. The cop, who employed a leg sweep takedown of the suspect, likely learned from department training exercise the kind of restraint rarely, if ever, seen with non-violent Black suspects. Why they call them suspects? If you stopping me for a tail light, why am I called a suspect? But this is what they call Black people, suspects. Okay? Like Jacob Blake, who was unarmed when he was shot in the back multiple times, 7 times, at close range, as he tried to enter his car in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The video ended with the cop handcuffing the suspect, there they call him suspect again, who had clearly assaulted the officer. Stroll down to see the full video. Oh, Lord, I don't know if I want to see the video. Okay. Let me see. Stroll down to see the full video. In Florida, a self-described Trump supporter, white supremacist with a huge swastika tattoo on his chest, called a racist disruption at a restaurant. Watch this. Threatened to sexually assault one woman and then physically assaulted another. So that means he was threatening to assault one, but then he put hands on the other one, right? Now this is a self-described Trump-supporting white supremacist with a huge swastika tattoo on his chest caused a racist disruption at a restaurant. Okay. When the police finally arrived, there was no brutality to be seen. Nobody laid hands on nobody. But Jacob Blake got 7 gunshots to the back, right? He wasn't violent. He wasn't threatening. He didn't lay hands on nobody. He was what? Getting in his car, right? Okay. Now, no reckless shoving of the suspect's head into the squad car. No putting him on the ground. No tackle him to the ground. with 5 or 6 officers on top. I've seen that, but did we see 5 or 6 officers on this dude? Was how many officers came to help, and how many officers was on top of this man? Huh? How many officers? We see 5 or 6 plowed on top of him. We just see one, right? Okay, come on, let's keep going. Come on, I know y'all. Okay, when the police finally arrived, there was no brutality to be seen, no reckless shoving of the suspect's head into the squad car, or he wasn't pounced on the squad car. He wasn't thrown to the ground. Instead, there was some jovial joking taking place as the suspect identifies as Nicholas Arnold, whatever, Shacknock, was carefully eased into the back of the police cruiser. Did you hear that? The guy on the floor, that was the one that, not the guy on the floor, but the guy that assaulted the woman, that punched the woman in the assault, and said he was going to punch another one. He was handled with kid gloves. Okay. Let's see what Nicholas Shack looked like. Let's see what he looked like. Let's see if I can find him. I'm trying to see if they're going to show this little creep. I wonder if I can get that video. Hold on, let me see if they'll let me. Hold on, let me see. Graphic video shows white supremacist Trump supporter assaulting woman, nationwide ruler. Let me see. Hold on, let me see if I can see it. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me see if they're going to show it or not. Oh, Lordy, I'm trying to see if they're going to show it. Let me see if they're going to show it. I was trying to see if they're going to show it. Oh, dang, I don't want to get off my thing here. Okay, hold on, you guys. Okay, let me just go back to my thing because I don't want to get out. I want to stay on focus here. I bet I lost it. Hold on, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not gonna try to do this no more because I lost my whole thing trying to show y'all everything. Hold on, you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. I do apologize for that, but hold on. The other thing I like about StreamYard is that if there's get off of there, dude. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's not gonna work for me. So hold on. Okay, let me go back here and see. Okay, let me go back to where I was. Hold on, I'm losing my spot here because it took me totally out, so I got to retype it in. Hold on, you guys. I appreciate you guys' patience, but in the meantime, go ahead and like and share, and let me pull this back up again. Like and share, you guys, while I do this. I'm gonna try. I wanted to show everything. That's why I got kicked off. Hold on, I got to go back in here. I appreciate your patience. All right, let me get back to it. Thank you for your patience, you guys. I appreciate you guys. I really do. But I want us to understand what's really going on here. I want you guys to stop being so okay with every time you see us and see they keep showing you over and over that this is how it is. So we get to the point where we're numb to it. We get to a place where it's okay. We get to a point where we begin to believe the hype. We begin to be fed this brainwashing crap, and we begin to soak it up, and we're eating on it. And no, we don't have to. We don't have to accept this. No, it's not normal for us to die all the time. Please come. No, it's not normal for them to always have to put hands on us. No, it's not normal. We're not dogs, we're not animals, but then they treat their own like, like they supposed to. They do what they supposed to with their own, but then they got to lay hands on you all the time. Okay. Okay, we're not going to see. In fact, the restaurant employees and patrons used more force than the police did. Okay. They had more of the police, uh, handling more of the patrons in the store, and that's what I was trying to show you the video, but it never came up, so that's okay. And then let's do Nicholas Arnold, 36, was arrested and charged with battery and disturbing the peace, and bail was set at $620. He remains at the Sarasota County Jail, and this is him. Let me just show you what they're saying. What happened? Hold on. Oh, let's see if I can play it down here. Oh, shoot, this thing is crazy. Are you serious? It's not gonna work. Let's see if I try it again. Let me see. Dang, it's not gonna work. Now this thing played. I was trying. Well, anyway, you don't see them throwing him on the ground and all that crazy stuff. I was trying to get them to. Oh shoot. So well, anyway, let me see if I maybe hold on. Maybe it'll come up another way. Hold on. I was trying to. They showed the video as far as how he was arrested, and they didn't, take it. They didn't throw him on the ground, and okay. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, here it is. Do you see them throwing him on the ground? Do you see them doing anything to him? Did he go on the ground? I didn't see where they threw him on the ground. Did anybody see him go on the ground? I don't see them throwing him on the ground. Do you? Hold on. I just want to make sure. Okay, hold on. This thing is stupid. I don't know why I got to just hold it. Do I have to hold it? Maybe. I don't want to copy that. Well, anyway, they didn't show where he was thrown to the ground or anything, right? They just showed where he was nicely placed into the car and with no problems. He wasn't assaulted. He wasn't shot. He wasn't roughhouse. He wasn't. I don't know why this won't stay in my phone. Boy, they really don't. Okay, anyway, we go keep moving on. Oh shoot, that's it. Okay, let me finish reading. We got just a little bit more, you guys, and we're almost done. I was trying to show the videos, but they don't want to show one here. um, okay, it was far. It says it was a far cry from say how Baltimore cops treated Freddie Gray. Okay, before he was sustained his bodily injury. Now I'm gonna tell you what, with Freddie Gray, you can tell that his back or something was already broke. He didn't even walk. They literally threw him into the cop's car, and they never gave him treatment. And then they showed where he was in the hospital and all this stuff. But his Freddie Gray, his back was already broken when they put him in the car. But they said that before he sustained his bodily injury in the back of a police van over suspicions about a penknife. Okay, so that's kind of, whatever. In another stunning, similar example, an armed white man who allegedly shot and injured a police officer after barricading himself in a home during a contentious standoff with law enforcement managed to be peaceably arrested in North Hollywood, California in June. Police responded to a report active shooting and somehow took the armed man into custody without restoring to the lethal force we see officers use so many times with unarmed, non-violent Black people. Oh, they said Black people this time and not Black suspects. Okay, I'm shocked. Okay. Um, the incident in West Hollywood came nearly 2 weeks after a suspect double murder, who was also accused of a range of other violent crimes, was safely taken into custody without police resorting to violent, let alone lethal force. Wow, did you hear that? He had already, wait a minute, the incident in North Hollywood, West Hollywood, came nearly 2 weeks after the suspect double murder. He was double murdered who was also accused of a range of other violent crimes, was taken safely into custody without the police resorting to any violence. Jacob Blake, dead. Breonna Taylor, dead. Botham Jean, who was sitting on his couch eating a bowl of ice cream, watching a football game, dead. Michael Brown, dead. Who was in the middle of the street with his hands up, dead. I'm just trying to understand this. Now, do you understand how they mind messing with our minds? You know what I want to say, but I ain't gonna say it. Do you understand how they mess with our minds? Okay, let's keep going on. Okay. Now, the man's name was Peter Manfredonia, was arrested. I don't know what that, whatever, who cares how his name was pronounced, was arrested in Maryland 6 days after he alleged killed a 62-year-old man with a machete, held another man hostage, stole the hostage's gun and vehicle, killed a former classmate, kidnapped the former classmate's girlfriend in her car in Connecticut. Listen now. Now listen. Okay. Now this is Peter Manfredonia. Okay, that's him. Let me look at. Let me show you Peter. What color is he? White. You see him? That's what I was just telling you about. Let's see. Did he die? Okay. He did all that. The Hartford reported that the police said no one was injured when he was arrested. Wait a minute. Didn't he kill? Hold on. Let me see what he did. He was arrested in Maryland 6 days after he allegedly killed a 62-year-old man with a machete, held another man hostage, stole the hostage's gun and a vehicle, killed a former classmate, kidnapped the former classmate's girlfriend in her car. Now, he did all that. But then they said, police reported, no one was injured when he was arrested. But Anthony Thompson was in the bathroom, shot dead. Micaiah had a knife, shot dead. Jacob Blake, shot 7 times. All of these are non-violent incidences, unarmed, some. But still, he had a machete, killed a guy with a machete, and they still lived. He still lived. Stole the hostage's gun, he still lives. Let's continue on. He's also a white man, which likely explains his life being spared by members of a profession that have typically responded with deadly intentions to Black people suspected of lesser crimes, if any at all. It was a stark contrast to the reports of police shooting unarmed Black people who were not suspected of multi-murders and leading police on an interstate chase for nearly a week. So why are they being shot, murdered? Because that's what it is. You're murdering people legally. But when it comes to yours, none. When are we going to deal with that, America? Black Caucus, when are we going to deal with that? But you want to give us a George Floyd law. But nothing dealing with this. Oh, and we can forget how Ahmaud Arbery accused killers. Just say killers. We're not going to say accused. We're going to say killers. Because they killed him, right? So they're not accused. They're killers. Father and son, Gregory and Travis McMichael, who are on video shooting the jogger, were gently handled during their arrest. Let me see if this video will show. Come on, let me see. Let's see if we can see this video. I don't know why. Dang on it. Is it gonna show? No. Dang, that ain't gonna show either. Boy, you know what? I'm done with this thing. I'm done. Well, anyway, let me just show you a little bit of it. Hold on, let me just show. I'm gonna keep pressing it. See. Okay, I just want you to see a little bit of it. You see him standing there behind the little dot. See the police taking him to the car? Okay, He was fine. He was fine. Nothing. Okay. He's not on the ground. They didn't fling him to the ground. They didn't fling him on the top of the hood. They didn't have 4 or 5 officers on top of him. George Floyd. They wasn't on his neck. George Floyd. There wasn't 3 officers wasn't on his body. George Floyd. Okay. I'm just saying. That treatment stood in stark contrast to the videos circulating on social media showing how police were responding to nonviolent Black people accused of violating social distancing guidelines during the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. Remember how they was treating Black folk that didn't have masks on? They was throwing them to the ground. And these are nonviolent crimes, right? You see the difference? But we don't say anything about that. We don't shout about this. We allow this to go, right? Okay. Roger Heppat, I'm almost done, you guys, was arrested a block away from the White House after threatening threatening to kill the President of the United States. Now, who was he? Roger Heppat was arrested a block away from the White House after threatening to kill the President of the United States. The Florida man was armed with a what? A knife on his hip, left hip, according to the report from Washington Post. Remember the young woman your young man that recently he hit the barricade he was going into I guess he killed an officer, with his car, he ran into the barricade and they killed him, right? Remember the young Black woman that was coming down the one-way street in Washington? Okay, let's think about that. Remember they killed her, right? He had a gun, he had a knife. He was going after, he said he was arrested a block away after threatening to kill the President of the United States. They took him, he had a knife on the side, but no injuries, okay? They didn't shoot him, they didn't kill him. But when they told you the young boy in DC that died, everybody was okay with it, right? Because they told you he had a knife. They told you he had a knife. They told you Ma'Khia had a knife. They told you Anthony Thompson had a gun. They told you this, and you were okay with them killing him. Why? Why are we okay with them killing them when they're Black, but when they're not Black, we're not? Why? We don't say anything about that. But when they white, they never kill. They never stomp. They never throw them to the ground. 5 or 6 officers don't come on top of them. But when they Black, they do. And we're okay with that. Nobody is saying anything about that. Why? Okay. ADC police report revealed that Hedgepeth told a Secret Service officer, I am here to assassinate President Donald Trump. I have a knife to do it with. Okay. He just told him that. What did they do to him? Let's see what they did. The report described the 25-year-old as a critically missing, endangered person, as well as a mental health consumer. He was taken into custody by the Secret Service for threatening to do bodily harm and possession of a prohibited weapon. The knife on Hedgepeth's person had a 3.5-inch blade. He was also wearing an empty pistol holder, according to the report. But he lived, right? Did they put him on the ground? Nope. Okay. Benjamin Murdy, a Hartford County, Maryland, fired nearly 200 rounds. How many rounds? Is that with a gun? How else do we do this? With a gun, right? Okay. Almost done, family. From a rifle and a handgun, while police never fired a single shot. According to WMAR Baltimore. After an hour-and-a-half standoff with Hartford County Police, the Maryland man eventually called 911 and turned himself in. Did y'all hear what I said? He fired nearly 200 rounds. And not one shot was fired back at him. He called 911 and turned himself in. Despite the evident threat Murdy posed to the arresting officers, a threat that was resulting in the killing of many Black suspects. Murdy, who was taken into custody peacefully and later charged. But we're okay when they shoot to kill our babies. We're okay when they shot and killed Anthony Thompson in the bathroom. We're okay when they shot Micaiah. We're okay when they shot Atiana Jefferson. We're okay when they shot Jacob Blake. I'm just saying. They got you twisted, black folk. They got your mind messed up. If it had not been the night to set his trash out, 59-year-old Bobby Scale wouldn't have been outside backing his truck down the road in front of his home and start to drop off his cans right in the line of fire. Murdy opened fire on a Hartford Sheriff's Department after they arrived at his home following a report made by Murdy's girlfriend, who claims that he shot and killed her dog during a dispute. He shot and killed the dog. We're familiar with him. Now, wait a minute. They said they're familiar with him. Hartford County Sheriff Jeffrey Goller. He's been the subject of a couple of protective orders from a previous relationship, and then I think from the current one. I'm not up to speculate on all of those, but he had made statements in there that he would take out police if they ever came to his house. This is the guy that shot 200 rounds off that lived after the police came, and the police didn't fire one shot. But okay. Murdy Neighbors was headed to take out his trash at the time and had to quickly seek cover to avoid being hit with the rapidly fired bullets. Bobby Skull said that although he hid on the other side of his truck, which ended up being riddled with bullet holes, he was gazed on his right knee and hit in the sternum. Okay. How much time did he get for shooting that man? Okay. I remember a time one lady was shooting her gun, black girl. She shot in the air at her boyfriend and got 20 years. She shot in the air and got 20 years. She didn't shoot anybody. She got 20 years for shooting in the air. Okay, I'm just saying. Now, this dude just shot somebody on accident. What about the girl who was shooting and accidentally shot and killed another black lady? She got 10 years. I'm just saying. Murdy was charged with attempt first and second degree murder, first and second degree assault, reckless endangerment, aggravated animal cruelty, and other related charges. First degree, second degree murder, first degree, second degree assault. Okay. Florida woman, Serena, was accused of 2 separate violent felonies, one of which the 20-year-old admitted to being too high on cocaine to remember. The Tampa Bay, now I'm going to show you her. The Tampa Bay Times reported. Now, this is little Miss Serena, okay, Pobus. Now, this is little Serena, okay? We can tell you about her now. Okay. Despite the clear threat to the safety of arresting officers, a threat that police have quickly killed black suspects over, Probus was somehow able to be peacefully taken into custody, and as a result, smiled proudly in her mugshot. That's her mugshot. Her treatment stood in stark contrast to how cops typically react to black suspects accused of the same or less. Remember this young woman about 2 years ago? She had a shootout with she had a son in her house, and she had been having problems with the police, and she had a lawsuit against the police. They actually came to her house to try to arrest her, and her son, they ended up shooting, kill her and her son. Okay, they didn't kill the son, but they shot the son and they killed her. She's a young woman. I can't remember her name. Black lady. She was a young woman. But they killed her. Okay, but this fool here, boy, I just can't take this. She was charged with attempted. No, that wasn't her. Was accused of 2 separate violent felonies, one of which the 20-year-old admitted of being too high on cocaine to remember. Okay, let's talk about it. Police said Purdas, that lady, was drunk when she bit her sister on the hand for trying to prevent her from leaving a home with her 6-month-old daughter. Early in the morning on New Year's Day, when police responded, Purdas, this is the girl, cursed at them and tried to kick out a window in the parlor in the parole's vehicle, in the patrol vehicle. as she was being arrested and was placed in a hobble restraint to binding her legs. The Tampa Bay Times wrote, as she was being restrained, deputies said she tried to pee on them, then spit on them once she was in the car. Now, remember a couple weeks ago, we just had a brother that they put a thing over his face and he died because he suffocated. Remember? He was black. He was having a mental health issue, and his brothers called the police and told him, "Don't kill my brother." 10 seconds later, he was dead. Okay? But she peed on him, tried to spit on him, and she still lived. Okay? After Purvis was booked on the misdemeanor charge of domestic violence and felony charges of battery on a law enforcement officer, she was hit with another felony charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon stemming from an accusation in October when she allegedly intentionally hit a man with her SUV. Still lived though, right? History has shown that Black people accused of much less have suffered much worse fate as at the hands of police, especially in Florida. But the rule changed when white folks are involved, as shown by Pasco Sheriff Office when happily snapped Poga's gleeful mug. Okay, it is unclear if this deputy stopped to get her some Burger King on the way to being booked, which is an example of what happened after Dylan Roof, the admitted racist murderer of 9 parishioners in a historic Black church in South Carolina in 2015, was peacefully arrested, even though he was considered armed and very dangerous. Okay. Jerry Killer, I'm almost done, you guys. I'm almost done. Jerry Killer decided the best reaction to 4 Black teenagers who knocked on her door while fundraising for their high school was to pull a gun on them and keep her firearm aimed at them until police arrived. While the obviously racist episode was unfolded in Arkansas, resulting in Kelly being arrested, but took the Wayne Police Department, which arrived on the scene to see Kelly holding the boys at gunpoint, while they were forced to lie on the ground 5 days to actually take her into custody. Took them 5 days. Took him 5 days. Now here's Jerry Kelly. Let me show you who he is. Oh shoot, come on, thing. You got time to mess with y'all. I want to show you who this jelly. Okay, dang, it. Oh God, this is crazy. Okay, here's Jerry. I want to show you who this thing is clowning. This thing is acting. I want to show you Jerry Kelly's picture. Oh, they not having it's not on there now. Oh, there he is. Okay. I want y'all to see him. There is that's who held the Black teens. Okay. That's who held look like I don't know what he is. Woman, say a woman, but don't look like a woman to me. But I'm just showing you. This is her. Okay. That's her. Okay. White woman holds Black teens at gunpoint while they were fundraising for school. She holds a gun on them. Okay. Kelly, the wife of a local jail administrator, was arrested for tender loving care for something if the roles were reversed that arguably would have gotten one or all of those boys shot and are killed by police. She had the audacity to plead not guilty to 4 counts of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and endangering the welfare of minors. No felony charges, though. The list of similar examples literally goes on and serves as further proof that when you are white, no matter if you gun down people at a church or even assault police officers, you can expect to be peacefully arrested. Must be nice. Now, this is the Robert Aaron Long suspect. That's the one killed in Parlor. This is the Duke bowling alley gunman in Rochester, Illinois. Okay, remember that one? Okay, he still lives. Okay, after he killed 3 people and injured 3 others in a shooting at a bowling alley, December 20th, Rockville, Illinois. Webb was actively duty member of the U.S. Army, who is 37 years old, was not subjected to lethal force, and was instead able to be taken safely into custody. Now, here's the one. She drove her car into a group of protesters in New York. Okay, I'm just saying. Kathleen Castillo enjoyed the privilege of being arrested and charged with reckless endangerment for speeding her car through a group of Black Lives Matter protesters and hospitalized 6 people. However, despite the severity of her actions that considered the circumstances carry heavy political and racial implications, the 52-year-old white woman was still able to be released on her own recognizance without having to pay any bail. Okay, here's Brad Prescott, demoted former Trump campaign manager. Let's look at him. Okay, I'm just showing you. Okay, now let's see. According to the Miami Herald, Prescott's wife told police her husband had recently become violent and even showed them bruises on her body. A Fort Lauderdale police detective wrote in his incident report, noticed several large size contusions on both of her arms, her cheek, and forehead. The report also stated that she told detectives Brad hit her. That allegation, coupled with a 10 gun police confiscated from the home, will probably result in some kind of violence of the suspect was black. Okay, but Prescott, who stands at a intimidating 6'8", wasn't even charged with a crime, but was later arrested. I'm just showing. Okay, this is, remember Brett Hickinson. Okay, remember the one in Breonna Taylor's death? Remember him? Okay. Well, we all know about that. The only person here responsible for Breonna Taylor's killing, because some of the shots fired hit the neighbor's apartment. Didn't even arrest him for her death. He was arrested because he shot bullets into the white neighbor's apartment. Okay, was able to surrender to his former colleagues for the accusation of wanton endangerment, even though he blindly shot his service weapon at least 10 times when he and his partners botched a suspiciously obtained no-knock warrant in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, I mean, we can go on and on and on. We can go on. And Tim, we got Thomas Cathwell accused of killing black cops, shooting another. Okay, and here he is, Thomas Cathwell, charged with murdering 2 officers. They were black. Here he is. He lived. Okay, look at him, that devil. Okay, he killed 2 black officers and lived. Okay, I'm just saying. Thomas was arrested August 30th, one day after he allegedly shot 2 police officers at St. Louis, killing one. Both officers are black. Okay. According to local news, police had identified Killingsworth as a suspect before arresting him and knew that he had a lengthy violent criminal history, including offenses for shooting during a road rage incident. Still, law enforcement managed to capture him alive without firing a single shot. The latter of which seems to be protocol for police when searching for black suspects. A lot of these white guys have records are arm lengths. They are always in the criminal, always doing criminal stuff, but they never arrest these little thugs until they do kill like 8 or 9 people. One guy, he was in the news all the time. He had, he burned down his neighbor's house. He did so much to it. He assaulted his mom and his grandma, and the judge, he kept appearing in front of the judge. And the last time he appeared, she said, "Okay, I know he's learned his lesson." He went home and killed the whole family. Then he got arrested. I'm just showing you. This is how they do. These laws are not for them, it's for us. But until black folk get their mind wrapped around what's going on, nothing is going to change. Okay, this one here, one more, and I think we're about done. Dalton Porter allegedly shot a cop and another man, okay, and he lived. I just want to show you this. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dang. Jesus. This makes me sick. It just really gets my nerves. This thing, you touch anything, and this thing is just crazy. Okay, here he is. I want you guys to see him. Okay, his name, he's Dalton Porter, 29. Okay, this is him. He shot a police officer and another man, and he lived. Okay, so don't let them tell you that you deserve to die because you had a knife in your hand. You deserve to die because you was running. You deserve to die because you was driving off. You deserve to die because just because. No, they don't ever die. I'm trying to help you to understand that we got to get our mind off of this. We gotta start talking about this. This needs to be a conversation. Dalton Porter, who was not only wanted for larceny, okay, he was already wanted. Why was he on the street? And theft of more than $2,500 in Texas, but he also allegedly shot a cop during a traffic stop in Georgia and then shot another man days later. Still, somehow police were able to arrest him without firing off a single shot or employing a deadly restraint while attempting to detain him. No one was injured in his arrest. Police apparently arrested him without incident when authorities stumbled upon the fugitive and took him into custody. Oh my God. It is literally the polar opposite type of response when there is a black suspect, as evidence is Jacob Blake, who was shot in the back at least 7 times last month in Wisconsin while an unarmed black man was trying to get into his own car. Now tell me why, what's really going on here? What's really going on? Now this white suspect typically he physically attacked an officer. I just want you to, I don't know, I know I'm probably not gonna be able to, but do you see he's attacking an officer in the store? Okay, okay, he's attacked the officer in the store, and he's thinking about Jacob Blake right now. Sure seems like white people get the benefit of the doubt when engaged with police. This unidentified white man assaulted a police officer in public and was still somehow able to avoid being tased, let alone shot to death by the cop. At one point, the cop gestured like he's going to use his taser, but they ultimately decided against it. The cop never once used his actual gun. Now think about that. Think about that. What would have happened had that suspect in the video been black? Okay, and of course we remember Kyle Rittenhouse. We remember him, right? Okay, we remember him. 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse, the night of shooting at least 3 people and killing 2 of them during the protest against the police shooting Jacob Blake in Kenosha. Okay. Um, Prior to Rittenhouse shooting spree, video footage showed him local police officers seemingly consulting with a teenager who is too young to legally own an AR-15 assault rifle. He was vanishing while speaking with police. He was even out there talking to the police. Okay, that could be why it took more than 12 hours to peacefully arrest the suspect, who should have been considered armed and dangerous. I'm just saying, this stuff is just crazy. You got the West Hollywood shooter. Okay, I'm gonna see if I see a picture of him. An unidentified white man suspected of being an active shooter who allegedly injured the police was still able to walk out of the West Hollywood, California home that he had barricaded himself in during an arrest standoff with cops. Reports said the man was unarmed. However, even if he wasn't, it is still noteworthy he was not killed, which is typical response to similar situations involving black suspects. Why they keep calling us black suspects when they're not even doing anything? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, of course, you remember Gregory Travis and his disgusting son, okay, who killed Ahmaud Arbery. Okay, this suspect, white supremacist father and son duo, was arrested and charged with murder of 25-year-old Arbery, a black man who was jogging when he was killed after he was racially profiled. Okay. The arrest of Gregory Travis McMichael came more than 2 months 2 months. 2 months after they killed him. Cold-blooded act that was recorded on a video and leaked to the social media. Okay. Now, this is another one. Let me show you this one. This devil here. Okay. He shot what? Shot an unarmed black man. Let me just show you why. Anthony Trifaletti reported, told this St. Paul Police Department that he saw Douglas Lewis reaching toward his waistband as he advanced, the supposedly reason for shooting the unarmed black driver 4 times at close range in an apparent fit of road rage. To make matters worse, Triflin tried to imply that Lewis identified himself as a gang member. Now, what the devil? He gonna get out the car talking about he a gang member. However, 2 witnesses said they never heard Lewis say that he was a gang member, a reference to the gangster disciples street gang. Oh my God. Trifling, armed, and dangerous was peacefully taken into custody and charged with second degree murder. Second degree. Okay, second degree. Because he said, I said so. I thought I saw a gun. Then he said he got out the car and identified himself as a Crip disciples or whatever disciples, gangster disciples. What do you think? All black folk in gangs? Okay. Then you got one Matthew Bernard killed 3 people. I just want you to see this fool run down the street naked. I wish I could play the video, but I can't because the videos won't play on my thing. I don't know why. But see that? He running, the cops running behind him. He running. He naked. Okay. Let's see what he did. 19-year-old Matthew Bernard shot and killed 2 women and a child in Pennsylvania County, Virginia. Bernard, who was naked and armed with a rifle. He had naked and armed with a rifle, also choked a church caretaker and chased a police officer. He posed such a threat to the public that 7 local schools were shut down, locked down. Okay. Yet somehow police found a way to de-escalate the situation without resorting to the typical lethal force cops rarely rely on when confronting black suspects accused of far less. I'm trying to help us to understand. There's more, but I'm not going to read them all. There's plenty more, but I don't want to spend a whole lot of time read more. But they got like, I mean, it's a lot of them. But I want you to go on here and you can read the story for yourself. It's a lot. Okay. I mean, but guess what? And it's called Violent White Folks. Okay. I want you guys to pull this up. And it's called Violent White Folks Taken into Custody with Loving Care by Police. You need to pull that story up. Pull it up. And you'll see it's all they got like 30 people on here. I didn't know they had that many on here. But I just want us to get to the place where we're seeing that we are being taken advantage of. Okay. And we're okay with it because we've gotten it in our heads that it's normal. It's not normal. They don't do this to anybody else but black people. They don't go and shoot white people. They beg them to even though these white people have guns in hands, they never resort to violence. Never. But every time it's black, they automatically resort to violence. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We need to be out here not protesting because I don't believe in. I think we need to be boycotting. I think we need to be boycotting. We need to be having a fit right about now. Because our baby was 15. She didn't deserve to die. Anthony Thompson, he didn't deserve to die. Aubrey didn't deserve to die. Botham Jean, Sandra Bland, Philando Castile. And there's so many more. So many more. There was 2 young boys, or was it? Yeah, 2 young boys that was in a car that was driving away from the police. And they shot and killed those babies. Black folk, we should be outraged. We should be freaking outraged about this, but we're not. Why? Because they have screwed your minds. That's what I'm going to say. With no Vaseline. Into believing that it's okay for them to come into the scene and kill you without any consequences to them. But they don't do white folk like that. And don't let them tell you that they do. Because I just showed you 30 people, Amber Guy. I just showed you James Holmes. looking crazy. Look at this fool. He looked like he looked like the devil himself. Let me show you. Look how fool that fool looked like. Look at what he looked like. He looked crazy, don't he? He killed 12 and injured 49 at the movie theater. He the ones that shot up the movie theater in Colorado. Michael Matoli. Okay? Matali. I'm telling you, we got to do better. We got to stop making excuses and making it feel that like it's okay when they shoot and kill ours. No, you don't do this with yours. You're not gonna do it with ours. It won't be stand for this day forth. Nobody better get shot. Nobody else better get shot. You're not doing this to these white folk and black folk. Y'all stop standing around and not doing not y'all. They can't kill everybody. You got one officer and it's 15 of y'all, and y'all freaking standing around allowing him to discharge his arm. No, no. Put them phones down and beat the hell out of him. You're not gonna sit up there. And I'm condoning justice. We can't get it in the courts. How's she gonna get it? How else we gonna get it? How else are we going to get it? Enough is enough. And it's up to us to stop this. You have to be, yes, bloodshed is gonna happen. Change has gotta come, bloodshed, possibly. They can't kill everybody. You got one, two officers. You got 15 people, 20 people, a whole neighborhood, and y'all stand up there and let this happen? There ain't no way in the world. And it should be happening nationwide. Y'all standing up nationwide. You better come in our neighborhood and shoot not another one. Not another one needs to die. If they not shooting y'all, and I didn't show y'all, I have a whole list, and I'm just showing y'all a whole list of people. A whole list. Look at this. A whole list of people. That's not a whole list of them. I don't know why my internet is acting like that. A whole list of people that they're able to do stuff and live. They're able to do stuff and live. Shot at police at Trump Towers and live. Shot at police at Walmart. Okay. I'm just showing. I don't understand why this is doing this though. Grady Wayne Wilkinson. This makes no sense to me, family. But we make excuses why it's okay. It should never be okay. After you looking at this video and after you reading this thing, it should never be okay for them to harm another black person, to shoot and kill another black person. If you're gonna arrest him, but you're not gonna kill him. You're not gonna shoot him. Jacob Blake should not be paralyzed. He should have never been shot. He was walking away, getting away. He got out of his car to break up a fight. Saw the police was there, was walking away. The police want to harass him. I'm here helping you, and you want to harass me. We got to do something about this. It's time to do something about this. It is time for black people to stand up and do something about this. This is ridiculous. This shouldn't be. I don't know if we need to file charges. I don't know. I would love to talk to an attorney. What can we do? Because nationwide, this needs to stop. Not another black person needs to get gunned down. And if that person wants to shoot a black person, they need to automatically go to jail. They're going to jail. I don't care if they have a knife. Because you got other white folks with knives, with weapons, and they're not being harassed. They're not being taken, you're not throwing them on the ground. 5 officers is not on top of them. They're able to walk peacefully to the car. But you're overkill. 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 I don't know if we can press charges. I don't know what we can do, but I'm sick of it. I don't know what we can do, but I've had enough. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to get some ideas of what we can do. What is your thoughts? How do we deal with this? It needs to stop. Your black leaders aren't going to say anything. Black caucus is not going to say anything. Nobody is saying anything. Nobody is saying anything. So what should we do? What's our suggestions? Give me some suggestions. What do you think we need to do? I do believe that we need to do something, because if we don't, nothing's going to change. And we sitting up here and allowing this different stuff to happen. No, we're not going to continue allowing it. We have to file lawsuits. We have to do something. We have to. I don't know what. I don't know what to do, but I'm willing. I need some suggestions. What are your suggestions? What do you suggest we do? Because this has gotten out of hand. We are so brain dead that we automatically think that it's okay because this baby, they shot this baby, she's a baby. And then they want to come up and tell you, oh, she had a knife. I don't care if she had a damn Uzi. I don't care what she had. White folk have knives, guns all the time, and they don't die. This baby did not have to die. This baby did not have to die. And I'm so frustrated right now. I'm so angry. I'm so mad. I'm so tired of what I'm seeing. She did not have to die. I just showed you. I just did a whole show on it. And they got us thinking that we deserve to die. And then we got other black folk thinking that we deserve to die because they saying it, because they said so. You don't say nothing. You don't just come and kill somebody because she got a knife. Them white folk have guns and knives in their hand all the time and don't get that same kind of smoke. They don't get that same kind of nothing. But you gonna sit up there and she was 15, you guys. And the next person that say she deserved to die, you deserve to die too, right? And instantly. You need to drop right there dead yourself for saying she deserve to die. Knowing that they never kill their own. Never. But we got so used to it that it's okay and we're giving them permission and we keep giving them permission. No, it's never okay. So what are we going to do about it, family? It's up to us to stop it. I didn't want to be on here longer than I hate being on here all this time. Just wanted to do an hour and a half and I'm done. I appreciate everybody that's coming, that has came on. Everybody that's gonna come on after and visit and see the video. Please like and share, thumbs up, so that you'll know when I'm coming back. Usually every Tuesday at 11:30 to 1. It's what 1:20, 1:27. Not usually don't try to stay that long, but this has got to stop. We have got to bring attention to the masses on this. We've got to bring attention here. We've got to let people see what's going on because there's no reason for our babies to die. There's no reason. I don't care if they have a knife, a gun. I don't care. White folk don't die. They never die, but we dying. They handling them with kick guns, begging them not to do this, begging them not to kill, begging them not to run, begging them, and they run and they kill and they shoot and they. One guy shot 200 times, called 911 and turned himself in after shooting at the officers 200 times. Unloaded his weapon and he lived. If that was somebody black, they would have had to kill them. And then they would have made an excuse why it's okay. We'll make sure these niggas don't get up and do nothing. We'll make sure that they do what they supposed to do. But then white folk will do whatever they want to and nothing happens to them. That's almost having a stepchild and you be more hard on that stepchild and you really on that stepchild, but you let your real child do whatever they want to. No, it's not right. So it's up to us to stop it. It's up to us to do something. What are we going to do about it? File charges, file lawsuits, what? But it's their system. So even if we file lawsuits, what do we do? How do we handle it? I wish I can get some attorneys to email me. Hardtruths 12@gmail.com. HARDTRUTHZ 12@gmail.com is my email. If you have any questions, any comments, want to contact me. I wish I can get with a civil rights attorney and see what can we legally do. What can we legally do? This is ridiculous. They live all the time. I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's come on back and do it again next Tuesday at 11:30. Peace and blessings. You guys have an amazing rest of your day and be safe out there. Peace, family.